Right. We continue this discussion on this routing. So we discuss about usage status and also the lot size. Right. And then the planning work center is a point which will be used for the any reference work center we want to put it there. Anyhow, that is the point which we are not going to discuss as of now. But please take note of this group counter. This is also I explained you. The purpose of group counter 1, 2. Then this is the header page. Whatever we are seeing is the header page of the BOM. Metal master, we saw the deletion flag. BOM also there is a deletion flag. Similarly, routing also here is the deletion flag. Please take note. If you want to delete a routing, you can use this deletion flag. So because of these things only, the master data have to be given to some specific people only. They are called as master data controllers. It should not be given to anybody else because whether they know all the impacts and other things, we are not sure about it. So we have to go to the only the trained and responsible people. Now, after coming to this this one header page, completing all the details entered here, we can go to the operations. By clicking these operations, we go into the operations where we enter the operation 10, operation 20. Now these are the two work centers. Now for this example is showing 103, 104. In our example, we'll be using 100, 1002, which is the plant. These things will come default. Then we have to use a control key. What is the control key? I will explain you. Then what is the process? For example, in this work center, what process am I going to do? And in this work center, what process I'm going to do? These things I have to explain. I have to write them. Okay. So what is the work center? What is the control key?
This description will not come automatically, sir.
No. You have to write it here. Because
Okay,
this is the operation, no? This operation you are going to describe in the routing only.
Okay, sir.
And then now we are having this each operation 0010. Here we are having what is the base quantity. For example, for this operation, this assembly process, to make one piece, how much time I need? That 10 minutes setup time, 20 minutes machine time. These things we will be capturing here. Okay. These are all the timing, base quantity and timing. Now, if I double click on this operation number 0010, like what we did in BOM, no, the item number, if you double click, it was taking us to the detailed page of the operation BOM item. Similarly here, if we double click on this operation 0010, it will take us to this detailed page here. Here you see, that operation or what the work center you filled earlier, control key, base quantity, setup time, machine time, all these things are appearing here, right? And also you can see that assembly process, the description here. And then the quantity that is to be produced in the time mentioned standard value queue. So that is the base quantity. And these are the timing. These time are coming from the setup machine labor, right? These were described in the work center. In the work center HG103, in this example, setup machine and labor were defined as the standard value keys, right? There we mentioned setup time has to be filled, machine time has to be filled, and default time also we mentioned that as a minutes. So those things will appear here. And then we are filling the details here. Maybe for labor, we would have put there no checking or may not be entered like that. So even if you keep it as blank, there is no problem. So all these things are controlled by what? By the standard value key and the control parameters what we define in the work centers. They will tell whether you are going to fill the details here or not. But what is the time you have to put? That is based on the routing you have to fill. Is it clear? Is it clear here?
Standard value queue we will give it in work center or routing, sir.
Work center.
Okay, control key and standard value will give in work center.
Yes, just a minute. Are you seeing my SAP screen?
Yes.
Okay. See here, the basic data, right? In the work center, here we put setup time, machine time, labor time. Okay. Here we are putting whether it is must be entered or not. No checking, may not be entered, should be entered. These are various options. Here we're telling when I am using this work center in routing, these are the details I need to fill in the routing. For example, if I am using this work center, I have to fill setup time, I have to fill machine time, I have to fill labor time. In this, which is the critical thing you have to fill, the must be entered. So machine time has to be entered. No other way. That is the meaning of this. Then default values. The default value is the control key. Right? Control key is the default value. And then this setup time, machine time, labor time. Right? If you see here the time, minutes. These things are control coming as the against the default value. Now let me show you this in one routing. So I'm here. See, when I used SZ002, the control key would have come automatically here, PP99, because I put this control key here as a default. And then this unit of measurement of these activities, right? They are coming as minutes based on the default time I am putting here. Right? This is what it is getting explained.
But you never fill any time, sir. You just mention it's in the minutes, right? Labor time,
Correct,
setup time.
correct. Time
But
I
you
am going
didn't
to
fill. Okay.
time I am going to fill only in the routing. See, I need setup time. I need routine time. Sorry, operation time. That is what I'm going to define the work center. But
Okay,
how
sir.
much time I have to fill only in the routing? Do you get the point?
Okay, sir.
For example, here if I take this mission. Okay, this is 1 kg packing. For example, this is 1 kg packing. Okay, here what I should do? This work center I have to fill what is my machine time and the manual time, right? And the timing is minutes. I know these things, right? If I fill 1 kg packing, then the time what I am filling, here I will be filling, for example, this is 10 pieces per minute. Here I'll be piecing 100 pieces per minute. So this is changing here. But these things, right? What I am filling here, these things will remain the same in the like work centers. In the work center, I have to capture the setup time and processing time or something, and also the minutes here. That's it. I have to fill the time here. I have to fill what is the unit of measurement. Are you getting this? Just a minute. So the work center, I will be telling this is the unit of measurement I need. And this is called my processing time. For example, this is my processing time. That is the standard value key. The standard value parameter. Here, this is my processing time. This is my processing time. So in the work center, I am telling when I am going to this work center W001, I will be using the processing time that will be measured in minutes. That is what I define a work center. It is common for all. I produce any product will be there. Similarly, in work center 2, I define I am going to do some processing time, and minutes is common one. In case I am going to produce of kg here, right? Of kg here. Here, for example, this is manual packing 1 kg. This will be the operation description. Machine packing 1 kg. But in case of kg packing, okay, in case of kg packing, what I will do here, I will do manual packing of kg, and here it is machine packing of kg. right? And here for half kg, I will be able to do 20 pieces per minute. Here I will be doing 200 pieces. So the work center remains the same. Processing, I have to measure them in minutes. Those things remain the same. But in routing, I'm going to change the details. In routing, I'm telling if I use this work center for 1 kg, this is the operation I'm going to do. This is the time I need. But in case of half kg packing, this is the operation I do this one. But what is the activity I'm going to fill? Processing. And what is the unit of measurement? Minutes. That I will be defining work center. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. So it clearly means the routing is a sequence of an operation, and in that sequence, what are the details you have to fill is required. So it is like a setup time, labor time, and as well as the operation time, right?
No, whatever it is. For example, in this example, we put the setup time, mission time, labor time. Maybe you will be requiring some heat treatment process time, or somebody wants to capture the electricity power there, or somebody
So
wants to capture.
whatever utilities or whatever. So okay, what I understand is that like routing defines a sequence of an operation. So to conduct that operations, whatever inputs that we have to put for the variables that we decide has to be done over here.
Yes, what are the variable parameters you want to measure? For example,
Exactly.
okay. For
Yes.
example, I have one mission. For example, I have one mission, right? In this mission, what are the things I want to capture? Some organization will want to capture what is my setup time, what is my processing time. They want to measure what is my labor one. This means their own labor, which means the staff, permanent employees. Labor two as a
External source.
contract labor. And there may be some power consumption, which is critical for them to measure. Here, the only point is we can define maximum 6 parameters only.
Okay.
We can define only 6 parameters. Okay. Now, to process this one, I use here minutes. I use this here minutes. Those things, only this one I define in the work center. That's it. When I have this work center W001, these are the things I want to measure. And here I can also tell here this is must for me. This is option. This is must for me. And this is option. This is must for me. This is like that I can define.
But that you define in the work center.
Yes, because in the work center I'm defining it, whether I capture or not.
Correct. Yeah.
Why I am defining the work center? Because the costing team, they want to capture the cost in this relevance point. Or maybe in the in your production itself, you want to monitor some of the key parameters, the performance indicators. I want to monitor because these are the things which are going to decide my capacity. I want to capture. Sometimes I am having another work center. This is my W002 work center. Here, my setup time is also important for me. I can do it. My labor one, internal, whatever it is there. But my power is not important for me. I can put here option. Because here what happening, this is, for example, if I take manual packing, this is the machine packing. Machine packing, what is the power consumed is important for me. In case of manual packing, I am interested more on the labor, but power is not important for me. It is option. It is not that I'm not going to ignore it, but it's option I'm giving it. So in the work center 2, I can select this. So whenever I create the routing, system will ask me, when I create the routing, wherever I put must, it will ask me to put the timing there. I have to absolutely put the time there. System will not allow me to proceed without giving the time. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, sir. In my current organization, I don't know whether that's the process, but when certain critical component doesn't comes on the time, we have to raise the deviation for that. So every component has got a different things that we have to put it up. Like sometimes there is like how many labor hours would be there, that would be used for this. Then sometimes it would be like number of the trains that would be inspected. So I think that is all coming information from the routing, because depending upon the importance of that particular thing, like processing time or the labor,
Right. Yes. Now I'm giving
they
the
ask us to fill those
now
details.
in this work center W001, I'm going to process one semi-finished good, and here I'm doing operation 0010. This is my option. In work center 1, I am processing SFG1. There is one operation 0010. Okay. For this, my work center is telling these are the details I have to fill. So what I have to do here, I have to tell this SFG to process here, I need 20 minutes. Here, option there, I fill it or not, leave it. Now I give 5. Here I need 30 minutes. Like now I pick it as 0, blank. And here I put it is again 30 minutes. And this is maybe I can define this as kilowatt hour, because this is my power now. So I put it as kilowatt hour. These things you can customize. Now here I put the no, this is around 5 kilowatt hour, right? If I'm using this same work center to produce another SFG 2, right? Another SFG, my other thing related to work center remain the same. What will change here? My machine time, it may be here 40 minutes. The setup time may be 20 minutes. Processing time may be 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Labor time I may need to fill 30 minutes here. This is maybe 50 minutes. This may be 10 kilowatt hour. See, other things have not changed. What things have changed? Only the parameter related to the SFG2, those things are changed. And these things are captured where? These things are captured in routing. Are you getting? What are you covering in work center? What do you cover in routing?
Sir, for SFG2, it should be operation 20, right? No, it should be 10.
Oh, yeah, that is different product, no?
Yeah, okay, sir.
I'm creating another routing, a different product.
Okay, sir. Understood. Sir, I have a question, sir. So how is this linked to the control key, sir? Yeah,
That will
you
come
not yet
later.
explained.
That will come later.
Okay.
First I'm explaining that concept of what is in routing, what is in work center.
Okay, sir.
For example, work center is telling that these are the basic things I need to capture. It is defining a skeleton. And routing is the one which is telling these are all the variables you want to use.
Sequence and the recipe.
For example, I want to measure temperature. Okay. So I want to measure temperature is defined in routing, so in the work center. But how much temperature has to be there? That is what I am defining in the routing. Is it clear?
Routing. Yes, sir.
Right. Now, so this is the default values or the details, just to clarify the clarification. Let me go back to the PowerPoint here. Okay. Right. Now, this is again we discussed last time. Like for example, the queue time and other, which is not in the scope of our discussion, but you can explore them to understand. Okay, these things you can put and you can practice them also. And again, the operations, there is a scrap. Again, please see here, there is a operation scrap is there. Amount of scrap generated in the given operation. Production in this operation will be reduced based on this percentage of next operation. So this is like a assembly scrap. That's a scrap we have. Again, I ask you, please fill some details here and practice it. Okay, maybe you put some 5% here and see what is the impact. Again, ask you to fill here. And some HR related details, if you want to capture, you can capture here. But we are not creating any HR details here because that has to be done along with some HR transactions. We are not doing, but that is option. And also here in BOM, we told no, for each material, there is a costing relevancy. In routing also, we have the costing relevancy for the particular operation that we can do it. Okay, these are all the options. So the standard cost estimate and the calculation of planned cost based on the work orders, this indicate determines whether the item is centered on the costing or not. So if this particular operation has to be part of costing, means they should have this costing relevancy. Metal master also we saw that. And then if you are doing some of the operation itself as external, right? It is not subcontracting. So though the word it is telling subcontracting, what is the subcontracting is you are having one material, you are bringing that material into stock, creating subcontracting order, sending it to your supplier, getting it back. That is as fully, you are getting into stock, create a subcontracting purchase order, getting it back. But here I have some 5 operations. First 2 operations I do internally. One operation.
Sir, one question, sir. For subcontracting, it's mandatory to bring the material into the stock as a first step, right?
Right.
Okay, sir.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't understand. Bring the material into stock, meaning?
We need to consider the material into our warehouse.
See,
Because
first
we
of
have
all,
a
what is
scenario.
subcontracting? What is
Sending a
subcontracting?
sending a material A to a vendor or our subcontractor, getting back in the another form like B.
Okay, right. Subcontracting is you are having, for example, one material called A. You want to convert it to B.
B.
What you are telling, I am converting this A to B. I am sending this A material to, I supply A. I supply A to the supplier. And what is he doing? He is converting A to B.
To B.
Right? He is converting A to B. Then he is sending back B. Then I receive B. Is it clear?
Yes.
In this case, I pay only conversion charges. Is it clear? This is subcontracting.
Okay.
Now, there are items called external operations. External operation means now I have one operation called 0010, 0020, 0. I will explain. There is a separate chapter on this external operations. I will come later. Now I give the brief. Here I have this cutting process. I have this fabrication. I have painting. Then I have testing. These are my operations in the routing. Now this I can do internally, but this one I want to do externally. This one internally. This is internally. Okay. So now in case of the subcontracting, I place the purchase order for A. I received the stock. Then I raise the purchase order for subcontracting purchase order for B. Send the metal A and receiving it. Here there is no production at all. All these things are purchasing activities. Here I do everything as purchasing. I receive the metal. I send the metal here. Again raise the subcontracting purchase order. I am getting it back. Then I am receiving the metal. But in this case, I am getting the raw metal inside, but I am creating as part of production order here. This is my production order, which is a routing. In this one of the operations, I am not able to do, but I do not want to follow this path because I want to capture everything as part of this production order. In that case, I can do this particular subcontracting process as part of the production order itself, as part of the routing. As part of routing. Okay, this as part of the routing, this is what is defined here as the external operation, the routing itself. So there we can make the tick mark. Particular operation is external means we have to select this tick mark. Though here it is mentioned as subcontracting, actually this is external processing. Okay, there is a separate session for this, but my point is please understand particularly this point. Here we don't bring any production at all here. This means there is option. For example, I have this 10, I produce this, I bring one SFG1 from here. And then I send this SFG1 to the contractor and then bring SFG2. What will happen now? This production order will be cutting. This will be one production order. Then this will be a purchase order. Then I will have another production order. But what is happening? I don't have to split all these things separately because monitoring, controlling all these things will be difficult. But I want to monitor everything as part of my one production order, so that I will have production order monitoring, this purchase monitoring of the external operation, the costing, everything I can bring under control. For that, we'll be using this external operation. Okay.
So one second, sir. So for you said that cutting will be a production order, fabrication will be a purchase order, painting and testing will be production order. But that is when you consider them separately, and when you consider them together as one in routing, it will all be considered as one production order, sir.
Yes. Now, if it is treated as external operation, this is one production order I can do.
Okay.
One production order only. But if I follow this semi-finished good and this process, I want to mix it and do it. What is the same thing which I will do? No, what will happen now? This will be become like this is one production order. This will be giving SFG1. Then what will happen? I will raise the purchase order to the and no more operation here, and I send it SFG1 to supplier through subcontracting purchase order and get SFG2. Then here I create another production order where my input is SFG2 and get the final product. So I have two production order, one production order, and there is no link also. There is no link also. This is separate, this is separate, this is separate.
Yes.
Okay. So we can process this way also, we can process this way also. If we want to process this through this process, that particular operation I am treating as external operation, that case I follow this method. Where is that? Sorry, I follow this method. In the particular operation I take, I use this subcontracting. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, when I do this external subcontracting, I need to purchase info record. Also, I need to who is the purchasing group, who is the vendor, all those details, right? Those things we'll discuss later. Okay. But those details will be there so that the particular operation will capture all these details. And then the component allocation. Component allocation is the one where we go and see that, right? For the particular production, right? For the particular production, this is my gear motor. I see the BOM here for the gear motor. And this is the routing which is getting assigned here. This is the routing which is assigned here. Okay. Now gearbox 1, then this input assembly 1. These things are linked here. But all these things are assigned to the operation 0010 only, operation 10 only. Here we find the component which are directly from metal BOM. If we don't assign a specific component, a specific operation, system assign all components to the first operation of the routing. It may be 10, 20 or anything, but to the first operation.
So where can we see all these components assigned to?
If it is first operation, you will not be able to see, which is a default. You have to take that it is assigned to first operation.
Okay.
Which means when you do the production, when you enter the production for the first operation and your consumption is happening through backflash, everything will be consumed the first operation itself. Right. Now, for example, I have this particular operation. Okay. Now I have this cutting. Cutting is one my operation. And then I do fabrication. And then I do painting 1. And then I do painting 2. And then I do the testing. Okay. For this cutting, I need steel. Then I need like a bolt, for example, nut and bolt. This is the material which I need. In the BOM, I would have put paint 1 and paint 2 also. If I create BOM when I create the routing without doing anything, what will happen? All these components will be assigned to this cutting operation. All these components will be assigned to the cutting operation. What will happen when I produce this product? When I enter the production for this cutting, and if I mentioned all these things as backflash, then all these components would have been consumed for this particular operation itself. But what is reality is, I need to consume this paint 1 here. I need to consume this paint 2 here. So what I should do? I have to keep only these 3 components in the first operation. Paint 1, I have to move to this operation, like this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, and this is 50. So this means paint 1, I have to assign to this painting 1 operation. Paint 2, I have to assign to the painting 2 operation. Is it clear?
Yes.
So now the same thing what we discussed in the Excel, I'm sorry, the PowerPoint, I'm just repeating here. And also this explained here, okay? Right, now if I want to do the change, now I want to do the metal assignment here. Metal assignment is this particular routing, the same routing we discussed, no, one same routing can be used for different materials. Here I take this metal assignment, then I can put different materials also here. Like, we created S001, GM101 is on routing. That metal is assigned. If I want to put another metal also, I can put here. Like, I created 10 gear motor. All the 10 gear motor are having same operation, same timing, everything is same. I don't need to create the routing again and again. I can assign all this, just I have to assign the materials here, that's it. Okay, so this is the one thing
sorry,
which is
sir.
very useful.
Sorry, sir, could you repeat this one? Material assignment again,
Okay,
sir?
now when I create the routing, I created the routing for gear motor 1001.
Yeah.
Now, I have this same routing for 10 gear motors.
Yes.
Because the gear motor is same. Inline helical gear motor means everything is going to be same. Maybe some components will be changing. Because of that, my assembly time is not going to change. Some components is going to change, but because of that, my assembly time is not going to change. So what I can do, I can create the routing initially with the GM101. Later, if I have another 10 GM101, GM102, GM103, GM, like, even if I have 100 gearboxes like this, I can put all these 100 gearboxes, whatever the routing I created, that is assigned to this particular routing. Is it clear?
Okay.
Which means, this also we discussed, one gear motor, one routing can be assigned to many materials. Control key, okay? So the control key we will discuss now, because now the remaining time is 1 minute to 27 seconds.
1 minute 25 seconds.
Okay, right. Anyhow, control key is the one which is going to control many parameters for the particular operation. Right? For example, how the scheduling has to happen, whether the detailed capacity requirement should happen, whether the costing should happen or not. Similarly, whether the automatic goods receipt should happen, whether the inspection character is required or not, whether the rework is required or not. Similarly, we have to do the time tickets. For example, when you do the production order confirmation, do I need to print the production order confirmation? And then the milestone confirmations. Like confirmation is, system, whatever the operations we want to confirm or not. Like this, many parameters are there. We will discuss them after this, the 5 minutes, the break for this recording. We'll come back after 5 minutes.